Hello, welcome Tuesday evening. I am Janie Daly, going to be live. And you guys, I'm actually going to do something different with my lives and actually with all of my vlogs. I'm going to keep them shorter because some people say they like them longer, but then I have a lot of people too, like everybody has a busy schedule. So what we're going to do, I'm sorry, I got to fix this for a minute. So what I'm going to do is try to keep them shorter, sweet, simple, but informative and fun. So greetings. I'm going to ask you all to please subscribe, like, and share. Hello, Miss Dawn. Hello, Miss Karen. I was just saying I'm going to start keeping my shows till about 30 minutes. Because everybody, time constraints for everybody. So I thought that would be nice. Okay, so also, Karen, I had your number. Dawn, did you want me to do your life path number? I just need your birth date, if you don't mind putting that on there. You don't have to, though. Okay, so I'm asking everyone to please subscribe, please like, please share. Greetings to you, my beautiful angel light workers, because you all are light workers. And welcome to those that are here, but also those that are watching this after hours. Welcome. So I am Janie Daly. I am your psychic life coach. I'm also a minister and I'm a nurse. I do have a college degree. You guys, and forgive me, and I always seem to say I'm sorry or apologize for saying this. I only say it because so many people assume that people that have strong psychic senses were like weird and we do mushrooms and hippie, which God bless the hippies. Seriously, back in the 60s, God bless them. But yeah, that's really not my lifestyle. So I do have education and I am a research fanatic. I really am into research. I do communicate with God, with angels, Jesus, of course, Archangel Michael, your deceased loved ones, animals that have crossed over the rainbow bridge and animals that are here. I could say too that I am a psychic life coach for people and pets. So I do want to, okay, so let's get into this. I'll tell you what we're going to do tonight. But also, if there's anybody out there, I'm so excited and have so much to talk about in little bit of time. I really would like to do a workshop with a haunting. So if there is a business or anybody who has access to one of the old hospitals in either Maryland or Pennsylvania, one of the old hospitals, old jail, anything, because I find that, and people have said this to me also, when I come around the deceased people, they come out. And you guys, I operate out of kindness. I do kindness with, people here and people that have passed. And they get that. And it is kind of funny too, because they will try to scare us, but that's even more fun and funnier. Okay, so what we're going to talk about tonight is the life path. Okay, perfect, Miss Dawn, perfect. Okay, so with the life path, okay, I have two daughters that are born on the same exact day, but 2 years apart. And I don't know, I find that they're very different. They're very different girls. Very. I do see similarities, obviously, because they're sisters, but they're both Libras and they are both very different. So that, and I've also found through my life, whenever I would read the horoscopes, they just never seem to be accurate for me, ever. So the life path is very important. How it is calculated is you take your birth date. So I am going to borrow one person's number here. So you can use your own birth date or you can just use this one as an example. So it would be January 22nd, 1959. Okay. So you put that into the numbers 1, 22, 1959. Add them all up. and it's going to come to 29. The life path numbers go from 1 to 9. You will have an 11, you will have a 22, and in this case, we're going to have an 11. Comes to 29, and then 9 plus 2 is 11. And then, of course, you break that down to a single digit, which is a 2. So, I asked this young lady if I could borrow her birthday because the 11 or the number 2 is a very complex number, especially now with like the weather issues. But I did want to say something really quick before I get completely into this, because I wanted to remind everybody, as we age, the 5 senses get weak, the 6th sense gets stronger. So that's why it's also common sense. It gets stronger. So just know that it is important, because what I'm telling you now, it's not hokey, right? It's not. The best thing to do is, if you're dating somebody, like right before you date them, find out their birth date. You don't need time. You don't need place. You don't need all that. Because I know, like, trying to do astrology at one time, they were asking me, well, the specific time, the date, the place. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I was there, but I don't remember. I have no recall. Anyway, so the birth date, taking this, we're on a 2. And then Dawn, then we have, well, she's giving me, okay, so we're going to work off of the number 2 and the number 9 tonight. But first, let's go to the 2. With the 2 person, the 2 person is that person. Well, first of all, she's an 11, and an 11, highly psychic, highly psychic. Now, because she's highly psychic, I mean, and in this case, she does. She has very strong 6th sense, but it's going to make her very sensitive. So, and that's good. You guys, that's good. If she recognizes, what she does, that she has a 6th sense, and she recognizes that she's more sensitive than most. That's the thing. That's also how you can measure your progress in your life, is by looking at your life path number. Because I got to tell you this too. This little book I picked up years ago, years and years ago, when I had started this work, because I was getting so many things on numerology. And if anybody wants the name or whatever, I don't know if they still, it's by Hazel Whitaker. The best, easy little book. The best. Simple, short, sweet, simple, to the point. And of course, we can discuss this more in sessions, and you can also find tons of stuff online, but everybody, you guys, just stick to your birth date. People have house numbers. They use your name, your full name. And it gets a little complex, but if that's what you're into, that's great. For me, ADHD, too much. So with the number 2 person also, the number 2 person, everybody is sensitive to the weather, and especially now it's been nuts. But the weather and the moon. So the number 2 person, and remember, it's 11 or 2, okay? But the 2 person is the one who is affected by a full moon. And I would tell you, the night of the full moon isn't too bad. It's actually the night before and the night after. They did scientific studies on this, you guys, and they found that people that were pregnant and due around that time period, they would actually go into labor the night of the full moon, night before or the night of. Same with mental health issues. They seem to go off the charts. And I see that too, like in the memory support unit as a nurse, full moon. It's exciting. It's exciting. And I say that with love because it's fun. But anyway, it's called the timid 2. So remember, take your birthday, write it down, add your numbers up. Okay. And like I just did with this one, it was 29. 2 plus 9 equals 11. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Okay, so with 2, Miss Karen, I'm just going to say her name. Your ruling planet is the moon, which says a lot. Colors that will make you calm are green and cream, and gemstones, pearl, jade, and of course, moonstone. The 2-person is known as timid. Also is possibly kind of like having 2 personalities too. But I say that because, well, duality. 2 people have a hard time making decisions. And that is 2 because they look at everything. But duality is always the key theme for number 2. That could even come in romance. You may be that person who kind of hard to settle down with just one because you like traits in both of them. All right, so you guys, with a timidity of 2, and that does come from the moon's influence on its duality, people with the number 2 prefer to follow, and they are definitely people pleasers, but they do prefer to follow. People that are number 2s, they don't like to be in the spotlight, but they love being behind the scene. They are born organizers. When I started to say earlier, you can tell how you're doing like soul progression. And I say that because the goal of our school here, it's to be a better person. It's for soul perfection. And perfection exists on the other side. But I can tell when you come to me, I can tell based on your number and how you think and act at this point in your life, I can tell if you've got a lot more to go or if you are like on your timeline. You want to be on your timeline. And it's even to be like an advanced student. That's okay too. No, it doesn't mean you're going to die sooner. It means that you're going to take in more lessons than what you originally signed up for. So it's nice. That's the thing. That's why when we talk about age, you guys, the sixth sense stronger with age, and the wisdom, and even wanting to learn, because you notice a lot of younger people, it's like, I know. When I used to teach my kids, those who think they know it all know nothing. So open it up. But it's amazing too, because most older people, and the ones that are going soul progression, it's moving along just fine. They are open to learning. Because I got to tell you, if you insist on doing it your way and not growing the spiritual side of you, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to come back and do it again. And all the things you didn't do in this lifetime, you're going to end up having to come back and do it again. So why not just finish it up? Get it done while you're here, right? You know what I mean? Just go ahead, get it done. But okay, so with the 2-person, going back to that, a 2-person is very versatile. They listen. 2 people this is also good. To know your path, your number, it's also good, helps to determine what kind of a job you'd be great at. And in this case, a 2-person would be good as being a negotiator, because 2 people, they listen. They really listen. They listen to both sides of a story. So if there's a conflict, that 2-person listens to both sides. And then it's like how AI is today. He or she can come to the point of they can combine it and they know exactly what to do to resolve something. And they also can read people very well, so they know the choice is to not offer somebody because they're not going to take it. And the karmic lessons of a number 2, it can it creates frustration with the number two because these people are afraid of choice. And I think that's too, like I just said, because you can see both sides of a situation and it's like, which one should I take? Go with what feels right, always. And the easiest way, as everybody knows, most of the time it's the wrong way. Not all the time, but most of the time. Okay, so many two destinies follow two career paths. Yeah, a lot of number twos have two different jobs, or it could be the very active stay at home mom, stay at home dad, and having something maybe part time on the outside. Um, they can lack a sense of direction and they find it a little difficult to focus. So, and again, sensory perception, because I've been hearing that a lot lately, and now that's a problem. Now that's the big illness to have. But there's nothing, and the person that whose birthday this is, she's very together. She's very smart. And she takes care of herself. She's exercised. She does everything she's supposed to be doing. And when she wasn't doing that kind of stuff, she didn't feel good. But she finds too that her intuition it's heightened. So also the number two person, actually, you know how they like to be behind the scene? They are actually the supporters. So in the family, they're actually the supporter, the spiritual, emotional support, the person of the family, the main person in the family. So they are, let's see, what's their place here? Yeah, so they offer to play a support role through life because, again, they don't like to lead. They're a little too self-conscious to lead. Also, they are gentle folks. They're intuitive and emotional natures, very sensitive. So the moon's influence, though, makes two people insecure. So twos have a tendency to feel insecure, but that goes sometimes too with being indecisive. The moon's influence. Oh, okay. Because of feeling insecure, two people will tend to hang out with people that are more vocal, more secure. And it's funny because those people that are more vocal and more secure, that two person tends to be the support person for those two, for those kind of people. Two people are they're very dependable. They do have mood swings and can be emotionally fragile. But they're romantic, sentimental dreamers, and they're the peacemakers of the planet. So they're good negotiators. They do well in public relations and sales, and they also make excellent teachers. So here's something else. Two people are subject to digestive and stomach problems, and quite often they suffer from depression. But you'll find, in a lot of these things, a lot of people suffer from depression. I mean, that's part of also being sensitive, intuitive, sensitive people. I'm not taking depression lightly by any means. Of course, you ever get so dark, you reach out. You can reach out to me, reach out to somebody that you love and you feel comfortable with. So, yeah, I'm not taking that as just it's just you're intuitive, get over it. No. But there is more to this, you guys. There's a lot more to this as far as being when you have this spiritual, when you're going up the steps, when you're, the spiritual growth, because you all go through that. We all do. We go through spiritual growth. And that's why I stop, because it's when we're going through that, it's also called the dark nights of the soul. And when you're going through that, yeah, you get very depressed, very, very depressed. That's when I definitely also recommend, I need you to reach out to, for me, I reach out to God. I reach out to Jesus. And then Archangel Michael too is silly but protective. And you reach out with who you feel safe. But you need to believe first that you have these beings with you. They will give you signs. You ask for the signs, they will give them to you. All you have to do is ask. And my biggest thing, you guys, is ask. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get like tearful because it's like I know how much they love you. You're like so loved. And it's like, oh my gosh. And so many people, like, they numb themselves in their emotions. And when you do that, you can't feel that love. So it's important to know, please believe me when I tell you, please, I'm telling you, I guarantee you, you have those, and I call it your divine family. I call them all your divine family. Because as you notice, going through the list, it's like, okay, it's God, it's Jesus, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, you have Archangel Raziel, you have, Mother Mary. You have a lot. You have a lot of beings. And then, of course, your deceased loved ones, people and pets, and that's family, that's friends. So you have so many around you. And then you also have the right to just have certain people around you. Just like you have the choice who you want to have around you in the physical world, you have the same choice. You have the same choice as far as those on the other side. And if you don't feel it, then that's when you contact me, you contact your close friends, because I know that's what I do when I'm like, and I want to laugh. When I want to laugh, I call my friends. They're always the best. They're silly. They're the best. Okay. So that's on the number 2. Now, Dawn gave me a number. Okay. So do you mind if you just give me your number then, Dawn? I think you are a 3. Oh, I wanted to touch on a 3 really quick. See, and remember, we discuss all of this. We discuss all of this in your session. Because I'm going to tell you, with your session, we talk about everything. And everybody's like, well, you need, like, you're too generic with that. We literally talk about everything. We talk about business. We talk about finances. We talk about love, romance, your deceased loved ones, what happens when you pass, what happens with your loved ones when they pass, jobs, the kind of job that you're good for. If you've applied for something, I can tell you if you're going to get it or not. I can tell you that. And then relationships. I do have a vlog here about my first real, like, romance vision. And that young lady has offered to be on a show with me. I just have to figure out how to do it. But yes, they are still married, happily married. And it's a great story. It's a true story. I can do that too. I can definitely help you. I'm also a minister. I can marry you. And I also do funerals. So, Miss Dawn, did you do your birth date? Or you don't want to do your birth date? Just give the number 3. Okay. Do you mind if we do the birth date? I got to hurry, you guys. I have 7 minutes. I'm sorry. I talk too much. It's kind of hard to do 30 minutes. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Please tell me you can hear me. Because one person is saying that she can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? Yes? Whoa. Okay. Okay, yeah, you can hear me because Karen's. Jeannie. Okay, perfect. Yeah, everybody else can hear me. Miss Jeannie. Okay. So, all right. So we'll just go with Dawn has added her own numbers together, and she is a number 3. If you want me real quick to, like, do your number, you can write it there and I'll do it really quick. But it's really simple. And yeah, the number 3 person, you guys, there's a lot of people that are 3s. 3s have been, oh my gosh, the last 2 weeks, like, everybody is a 3. Okay. Yeah, so the number 3. The number 3 is, oh my gosh, your ruling planet is Jupiter. Your colors are purple, lilac, mauve, and gemstone amethyst. Now, The 3 person is hyper creative, so very intuitive, very intuitive. They are considered multi-talented, very creative, imaginative, artistic talents, versatile, and very good-natured people, which that's definitely true, Miss Dawn. Um, and people that are 3s are very gifted with artistic abilities. As a matter of fact, a lot of artists, a lot of actors, actresses, a lot of them are 3 people. Yeah. Yeah, it's really neat. And luck. Luck. 3s are known to be lucky. Don, is that true? Because a lot of people say, I mean, it's supposedly 3. Well, 3 is my lucky number, actually. But yeah, 3s are known to be lucky people. And I feel it's because 3s are kind of laid back more. So they have it when you are laid back more and you kind of go with the flow, doors of opportunity, you don't miss them because you're not stressed. You're seeing them open. Oh, she says, depends if she's lucky. Okay, so let's see. It does, like, 3s do like to have a nice lifestyle. 3s are definitely also the 2s are old soul. You guys, everybody is an old soul. I wouldn't let you know if you're not, but most of you are old souls, most definitely. 3s are highly energized and they are very competitive people too. Oh yeah, 3s are very competitive. And like I said, the entertainment industry is brimming over with number 3 destinies. And yeah, but thankfully it says here, like, they are happy people who the 3s don't harbor any grudges. And or if they do, it's not for very long. And it says even like as small children, they witty. Yeah, the number 3 kids are normally very witty and just tons of like just oozing personality. They're like the cutest kids. 3s are unpredictable and charming and has a little bit of an issue in relationships. So it's so important for the 3 person to be in touch with the partner because the 3 person can get easily bored. And also people are drawn to the 3 person. It's like, magnets. So their partners actually tend to be a little possessive. So yeah. So careers are musicians, journalists, advertising execs. And it says too, like the 3 people will endeavor to use all of their skills to the benefit of all. But one of the bad things is they can be like the jack of all trades, but the master of none. So they're highly sensitive people. And I believe this is everybody. What I'm going to say next is everybody. Okay, I do. I believe it's everybody who's highly intuitive. 3 people they're highly sensitive, which who isn't, but can easily acquire excessive and addictive behavior patterns. They can be lucky, but over generous and wasteful. Everything in moderation is the motto for the number 3 person. But again, who isn't that for, right? So 3 people health-wise are subject to skin problems as well as other stress-related illnesses. Because you guys, I'll tell you, people like us, stress is what gets us sick. Mind over matter, too. I'm not supposed to like say stuff like this, but I'm sorry. I see it and I've done it. And I dated this guy who used to call me the queen of denial. Get it? Instead of queen of the Nile. Because, when I would get sick, I would have the diagnosis. That's all I needed. Because then I could tell myself, nope, don't have it. Nope, nope, nope. And of course, take care of myself, take care of symptoms, preventative care, And that's it. I'm not going to, too many people allow their illnesses to define who they are. And no, no, don't do that. Don't do that because then it overtakes who you are and controls your life. So that was the 2 number is the one that's like really complex because it is in 11 number 2, which 11 and slash 2. And very, I feel bad for you guys right now with the weather the way it is. But again, all of us, highly intuitive, are very affected by the weather. You guys, and I'm not going to preach, but we're also very affected by all the like hatred and arguments and the terrible things that are happening. It's really bad. So just try to be kind. And if somebody doesn't like your opinion, who cares? Really, who cares? Have fun with it. My mom always taught me there's something funny in everything. Everything. Sometimes you have to look a little harder to find it. But there's something, just try to find the funny. Just try. Oh my gosh, you got to be careful there because somebody might think that you're laughing at them. Jeez. Talk to yourself. I do it. And really, you're not really talking to yourself. You're talking to your divine family. So remember, divine family, angels, saints, God, your deceased loved ones, deceased pets, everybody that's on the other side. That's your divine family. So you will always hear me refer to your divine family, and that's who I mean. And you guys, I say that because, there's some people, you have your own belief system. You have your own belief system. I have mine. You're not wrong. I'm not wrong. But does it work for you? Yours works for you, right? Then you're right. Mine works for me. That means I'm right. You have the ability to be right, everybody. You know what I mean? What makes it wrong is if I'm going to step over and tell you what you need to believe in. And, and like some of these places are like, oh, no. And your family, if they don't think along that line too, well, then you don't have anything to do with them. That's a cult. Okay. But the way that it does work, everybody can be happy and have a different belief system as long as you're kind to one another. You're kind and you help each other. Okay. So on that note, I'm at my 32-minute mark. You guys, thank you so much. I am going to do a couple shorts for the chakras. Yeah, that's why I haven't done it yet because I was getting ideas and a couple people were giving me ideas. And this way it'll be a short. Each one will be short. I'm going to tell you what each chakra will do. I'll tell you what each chakra helps you with. And then this way, it's nice to do all of them together. I mean, all 7. It's nice to do all 7, but not everybody wants to do that all the time. And sometimes, you're in a rush, and you don't have a lot of time in the shower. You got to go. But if you have like a situation, like let's say speaking your mind, you are going to go to work and you're going to ask for a promotion. Then you want the throat chakra. You want that clean and ready to go. So that, you take your shower and you clean that throat chakra, which is a blue color. And I guarantee you it works. It really works. And after you do that for a little while, you find that the chakras are like fan blades. And you can envision when the fan comes on, like all the gunk and junk, like flying off the blades. It's really nice. And afterwards, when you're done, I don't recommend doing things right away, especially if you do all 7. But it is energizing, but it can also be relaxing. So on that note, you guys, thank you for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you Thursday, I hope. I know Thursdays are kind of hard. A lot of people do things. I don't exactly know the topic. I always seem to get whatever is thrown at me, like several topics. And I'm like, okay, this is necessary. I would like to have something more planned. I'm going to try for that. But I was doing that. And it's kind of like the other side going, no, I need you to do this. Okay. So on that note, I love you guys. Oh, thank you. You all enjoy your evening. Know that I send to you many, many angel blessings, so much love. And please have faith. Please have faith. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. And remember, every storm, except for lately now, I'm going to, but no, every storm, it doesn't last forever. It doesn't. And after every storm, there's a rainbow. And just think back in your life where you've had some horrible or horrific times. You got through them. Was it hard? Of course. But you got a lot out of it. So remember, you're in school. We're in school. So be students. Have fun, but learn a lot and share. Because with each person that you meet, you both are interchangeable, teachers, students. On that note, I love you all. And again, sending you all many, many angel blessings. Good night. Thank you.